You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic weekend. Coming up on today's show, Eagles fans, including myself, are sleeping on this player going into the 2025 season as the Birds look to defend their Super Bowl championship. Before we get into all of that, if you want Eagles coverage on your YouTube feed every single day from yours truly, your fearless leader, hit that subscribe button right now. Anytime I'm talking Eagles, I want all of this content to be informative, insightful, thought-provoking, entertaining, and I always want you to have a voice. So if that sounds great, join the movement, lock us in right now. So on the defensive side of the ball for Philadelphia, we know about some of the question marks and the issues that the Eagles could have or maybe do have going into this year. Without Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham at edge rusher, can Nolan Smith and Jalyx Hunt continue their development? Or did they just get hot during that playoff run? I'm going to go with the former. I am a believer in Nolan Smith as a player. Really like what I saw from Jalyx Hunt last year. And that leap that we saw from year one to year two for Nolan Smith was very impressive. 1 sack as a rookie, 6.5 sacks in year two. He led all players with 4 sacks in the NFL playoffs. I really like the relentless hustle that he plays with, the energy that he brings to the field, the physicality for his lack of size. He's underrated in that department. He's also underrated as a run defender. And so I think that he's only going to continue to get better, and he has the right mentality. For Jalyx Hunt, he made Bryce Huff an afterthought last year. The Eagles gave Bryce Huff $34 million in guaranteed money, and then toward the end of the year, he was out of the rotation. Why? Jalyx Hunt was playing really well. In the Super Bowl, Bryce Huff was a healthy scratch. Why? Because Vic Fangio wanted Jalyx Hunt out there. Not only was he out there on the turf at the Superdome, he was playing really well, and he helped that Eagles domination along their defensive line against the Chiefs' offensive line. But without Josh Sweat, without Brandon Graham, there are certainly some question marks for how the Eagles are going to generate a pass rush and generate sacks in 2025. At defensive tackle, as we slide to the interior, can Moro Ojomo replace Milton Williams at DT? Moro Ojomo last year had a higher pass rush win rate than Milton Williams. He graded out very well, according to Pro Football Focus. I thought that he really took advantage of his opportunities because it's not like he got a ton of snaps. And Moro Ojomo is one of those players who I think that he can end up being better than Milton Williams. The Eagles were never going to give Milton Williams $26 million per year. Number one, overpaid by New England, and I like the player. It's not anything against Milton Williams. You're worth what somebody is willing to pay you. But number two, the Eagles were comfortable with letting Milton go because they really like Moro Ojomo. But replacing Milton is not going to be easy. More questions on defense. Who starts alongside Zack Baun at off-ball linebacker? Nakobe Dean is not going to be back for the start of the year. Jahad Campbell didn't do anything in the spring. And while we talked about his offseason workout video earlier this week, and he was doing some rip moves with this bad shoulder, is he going to get acclimated to play right away as a rookie? Can he make an impact if he does play as a rookie? Most importantly, is he going to stay healthy and be healthy as a rookie? Is it going to be Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who right now is probably the leader in the clubhouse? I like him as a player. I thought he did some really nice things last year toward the end of the year in limited action, made some plays on special teams, including a nice tackle in the Super Bowls. Pops would be proud. But next to Zack Baun, that starting off-ball linebacker, again, another question mark. Who is the starting corner opposite of Quinyon Mitchell? Can Kelee Ringo get it together? And can he develop? Can he help replace Darius Slay and Isaiah Rodgers? Will it be the veteran Adoree Jackson? Will Vic Fangio put Cooper DeJean on the outside? Can Kelee Ringo be a wild card? Those are a lot of questions at that corner spot. And then lastly on defense, who starts next to Reed Blankenship? Will it be Drew Makuba, the rookie second-round pick out of Texas? Will it be Sidney Brown, the thumper, whereas Makuba has a lot of versatility? Will it be Lewis Cine, a former first-round pick? Will it be Tristan McCullum or Andre Sam? two UDFAs who start next to Reed Blankenship. So those are the questions on defense for Vic Fangio. On offense, this team that just won a Super Bowl and picked apart Kansas City's defense is in a great spot. Heading into 2025, going into training camp, 10 of 11 starters returned for a team that won Super Bowl 59. Lane Johnson at left tackle, Landon Dickerson at left guard, Cam Jurgens at center, Lane Johnson at right tackle, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith as the 1-2 punch at wide receiver, Jahan Dotson as wide receiver 3, Saquon Barkley as the running back, Jalen Hurts as the quarterback, Dallas Goedert at tight end. His name was floated in a lot of trade conversations and trade rumors this offseason. He is back on that reworked one-year deal. Which player did I not mention there as a player who will be starting for this team this year? I mentioned 10 of 11 starters returned for a team that won the Super Bowl. Who's that only player who did not start in the Super Bowl? At right guard, it's Tyler Steen. The only new starter for this Eagles offense is Tyler Steen, who replaces Mekhi Becton. The story of Mekhi Becton was a terrific one, right? He was a first-round pick out of Louisville by the New York Jets. He started off playing tackle. He played it very well. And then after that, injuries, bad play, led to the Jets not even exercising his fifth-year option, allowing him to hit free agency after year 4. The Eagles signed him with the hopes that he could be a backup swing tackle. Then Tyler Steen, last training camp, injured his ankle. Nick Sirianni pitched to Jeff Stoutland, hey, should we slide Becton to the interior? Stoutland said, let me see what I can do. Let's see. Let's find out. Eagles never looked back. And the bodyguard, well, no, that was Jason Peters' nickname. The big ticket, Mekhi Becton's nickname, never looked back. He played very well. Then he signed with the Chargers, 2-year, $20 million deal, and he found a home at guard. Don't think he's a bad tackle in this league, but if you can be an elite guard, why not just be an elite guard and still get very well compensated? Now, I think the Eagles could have afforded Mekhi Becton on that 2-year, $20 million contract, paying him $10 million per year. But one of the reasons they did not retain Mekhi Becton is because they believe in Tyler Steen. So I think that everybody, including myself, is sleeping on Tyler Steen a little bit. And here's where I come from with that, right? When he had to step in and play in the NFC Championship game at left guard for Landon Dickerson, because Dickerson had to play center because Cam Jurgens was hurt, and then Dickerson hurt his knee further, and then Jurgens had to play with the bad back that he originally sat out with. Tyler Steen had to play left guard. And Tyler Steen played very well at that left guard spot against Washington. Pretty good interior defensive line in the NFC Championship game. That is spot duty. That is staying prepared. And that is playing well when all eyes were on you. And I think the Eagles saw that and they said, there is something there. Up to this point, he's been an inconsistent up and down player. There have been some flashes. There have been some lulls. But the highs have been high. And yes, the lows have been low. One thing stands out to me with what Jason Kelce said back a couple of months ago, and I referenced this on the channel. He said the thing with Tyler Steen, he needs to be more consistent. Because sometimes you see these plays where he does everything right, and he plays very well, and you see the ability, you see the potential. Other times, there are lapses. But if the Eagles can get rid of those lapses, Tyler Steen, I think, can be a really sound player for this Eagles offensive line, and it's much more affordable this year on that rookie contract as a former third-round pick than Mekhi Becton. And speaking of him being a third-round pick, Tyler Steen is a player who has some pedigree. He also is a very good athlete. He was a college offensive tackle at Vanderbilt and at Alabama. The Eagles drafted him and immediately listed him as a guard. but he has that tackle type of athleticism and tackle size. I know that Mekhi Becton was very unique because of how big of a human being he is. Tyler Steen is still 6'6", 321 pounds, and in the pre-draft process, he put up 31 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press. One of the best scorers among all offensive linemen at the combine. In the pre-draft, he earned a 994 relative athletic score grade. And if I'm going to put my money on a player developing, I'm going to put my money on that player developing under the tutelage, under the watchful eye of Jeff Stoutland, the best offensive line coach in the NFL. And Tyler Steen can learn from some great offensive linemen around him. Lane Johnson flanked to his right, Cam Jurgens to his left. Then it's Landon Dickerson at left guard, Jordan Mailata at left tackle. All of the traits are there for Tyler Steen. The learning curve's been a little bit slow. Maybe that's because he was learning a completely new position. I think the ability is there. Now, you look at some of the Pro Football Focus numbers. Last year, he did not grade out well on 122 snaps at left guard, 173 at right guard. He had a 40.6 overall PFF grade. That was 131st among 136 guards. He had a pass blocking grade of 37.7. That was 112. His run blocking grade of 50.6 was 124th. Small sample size, but within that sample size, didn't play all that well. Here's what you can build off of, though. 5 penalties, not good. Too many for 315 snaps played. He did not give up a sack. He did not give up a hit. And those are positive signs. He did give up 9 pressures, which ranked 55th. But I think some of that has to do with the inconsistencies to his game. I trust the Eagles player development program. I trust the Eagles front office. I trust the Eagles evaluations. And the Eagles evaluation is that they think Tyler Steen can play. Otherwise, they would have not let go of Mekhi Becton. They could have afforded him. They let him walk. But they let him walk because they think Tyler Steen is a good player. So myself and others, I think we're sleeping on Tyler Steen heading into 2025. This has been another edition of Philadelphia Eagles Now. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the show. If you're still rocking with me, as always, give me a real one down in the comment section. Hope all of you out there enjoy yourselves and have a great weekend. And the great content will keep coming right here on Eagles Now.